TRex here, and back for another installment of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, the hypothetical NCU that I have thought out in my head. Everyone, today we have the sequel of the storyline of the Super Mario Bros. This is their second installment right here, which is called Super Mario Bros. The Dark Star. This story will be based off of Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, the beloved Mario and Luigi RPG game for the Nintendo DS. That story is getting adapted here with a few changes to fit in with the rest of the NCU. Our characters, we have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Starlow, Yoshi, Bowser, Toadsworth, the Toads, Midbus, Fawful, Cacaletta, the Dark Star, and Taboo. And Wario and Waluigi will be making their debuts here. And the setting will once again just be in the Mushroom Kingdom, and a little bit of Bean Kingdom. So let's get on with the plot points. I'm saying this every time, but the plot points will include spoilers. I'm just saying this for every video I do of this. So if you guys remember in the end credits scene of the first Super Mario Bros. Movie, Mario Kart has been established. And at the end of that movie, we're not seeing that again right now. It was towards the end of one of the races that Mario got sucked into a subspace portal, with none of the other racers seeing it. But now, at the start of this movie, we're taken to another Mario Kart Prix, and they've even established Mario Kart TV, the same program that you guys all see in Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And as I said, Mario Kart, as well as other sporting activities that you guys might see with like Mario Sports spin-off games, all of those have been more established. Alright, quite a bit of time has passed since the first Mario Bros. Movie, like at least like a few months, maybe even like a year or two. So everyone that's in this race, alright, even though it's established, they probably don't have enough characters for like regular races, but we got Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Daisy, Donkey Kong, and 7 Toad participants are shown. So they still have 12, but it's just Toads racing. And in this story, to be honest, Daisy and Donkey Kong don't really have a role here. That's why I didn't include them in the character list. So they're really only just going to show up for this first part of the movie. So they're doing a 4-race Prix. They go through the race. It's probably going to take up like the first 5 or so minutes of the movie. So they're doing the race. It's like traditional Mario Kart. They got like the items, they got the bananas, the shells, mushrooms, all that good stuff. Mushrooms that they've converted into like little speed things, you know, like you see in Mario Kart. And eventually they get to a race set in Dimplewood. Dimplewood is an important location within the Mushroom Kingdom. And while they're racing, okay, all of a sudden, a tiny subspace portal appears in the sky, and a subspace particle flies out and lands in the forest in a secluded area, not near the racetrack. So no one at the race sees it come in. If you guys remember the Metroid end credit scene, it showed the same thing of the particle going from Samus's universe and ending up in the Mushroom Kingdom. That'll get mentioned later. So then they get to the final race. They're finished with Dimplewood race and they get to the final one. And as expected, it's once again a fierce competition between Mario and Luigi. They're probably the best consistent competitors in this whole Mario Kart thing that they got going on here. The racers begin to make a final turn, and Mario and Luigi are both putting everything they have into accelerating their karts. Mario pulls ahead and just barely beats Luigi. And now the Grand Prix is over. They have like the closing ceremony and then everyone goes home. The subspace particle is revealed again. It had created a little crater with its impact, and the shot of the particle gets taken underground, and then it eventually reveals the depths of Princess Peach's castle. There is a pod sealing the Dark Star and starts to power up with subspace energy as a result of the particle arriving. Mario and Luigi are talking smack with each other, you know, just brotherly love. They go home, they're still living with their parents, and they're just talking to each other when they get up to their room. But then the topic eventually comes up of Luigi mentioning to Mario that Mario never told him what happened to him on that day. They're referring to when Mario got sucked into the subspace portal. And this is when we get our first flashback of this little thing. So the flashback happens, Mario gets sucked into the subspace portal during the race, as no one knew what happened to him, and resulting in Luigi winning the first Mario Kart Prix. After he finishes, Luigi frantically looks for Mario after the race, but he just cannot find him. A short time later, another portal opens up in a secluded area near Toad Town and releases Mario from it, having just processed a lot of information. Remember, this was when Mario met Taboo in the post-credit scene of the first Super Mario Bros. Movie. Luigi eventually finds him, and they reunite, telling Mario that he, Daisy, and Peach looked all over for him. And so now back to to the present. Back in Mario and Luigi's room, Mario tells Luigi that he's not quite ready to talk about it yet, and then they end their conversation. They hear a commotion outside and they go out. The bank in Toad Town is being robbed, and Wario and Waluigi are introduced, revealing that they are the ones robbing the bank. Mario and Luigi notice this and groan in annoyance. They confront them at the bank. Mario and Luigi already know who Wario and Waluigi are. They had already met at this point. They had met sometime after the first Super Mario Bros. Movie and before the Super Mario Bros. 2 movie. They've had many confrontations like this in the past, and Mario asks them how many times they have to put them back in jail. And then they fight. Wario and Waluigi actually have the same abilities that Mario and Luigi have, being able to resurrect if they somehow die in the Mushroom Kingdom. Wario and Waluigi can do that too, and that'll get explained later. But Mario and Luigi work better as a team, and they're able to, I guess, yet again, overpower Wario and Waluigi. And Wario and Waluigi are hauled off to Toad Town Jail. And now we are taken to the Bean Kingdom. There's not a lot of time being spent here, but the time spent here is important. So the Bean Kingdom is revealed as a neighboring kingdom next to the Mushroom Kingdom, where Queen Bean rules. She's not really an important character. Her advisor is revealed to be Cacaletta, who is secretly conspiring to overthrow Queen Bean and take over the Bean Kingdom. She meets with her subordinate, Fawful, and tells him that she saw a powerful looking object fall out of a portal into the Mushroom Kingdom, and to find it, and that it could be connected to the Dark Star. Fawful goes to the Mushroom Kingdom to look for it. So there's a small selection of people who saw the subspace particle fall into Dimblewood, and Cacaletta just happened to be one of those people. So now back in the Mushroom Kingdom, Peach has a council meeting in her castle, bringing in the Mario Bros, Toadsworth, and the Star Sprite Starlow. And she has a couple toads at the meeting as well. She has confirmed that the Dark Star being sealed under Peach's castle has reacted to some kind of powerful energy source and is on the verge of being awakened. The Mario Bros had not heard of the Dark Star. Even though they've established kind of their positions in the Mushroom Kingdom, no one told them about the Dark Star at this point. And this is when Peach explains the story of the Dark Star. In Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story of the game, the Dark Star is revealed a lot later, but the Dark Star is just a prominent figure throughout this whole movie. So long ago in the Mushroom Kingdom, the Dark Star emerged, threatening all life when the Star Sprites arrived, stopping the Dark Star and allowing the Mushroom Kingdom to seal the Dark Star and its powers deep below the depths of the castle, known today as Peach's Castle. So that's how the Dark Star thing happened. The Star Sprites narrowly stopped it. And now Bowser is revealed. Bowser is revealed flying on his Koopa car. He is another person or being that saw the subspace particle fall out of the portal and into Dimblewood, and now he is searching for the subspace particle. He finds it in Dimblewood and lands near it when Fawful's hovercraft makes it there before him. Bowser isn't quite at the particle, but he sees Fawful there, never having seen him before. Fawful analyzes the subspace particle and finds out more about it, such as its portal summoning abilities, energy manipulation, and power enhancement. Those are the main powers of the subspace particles, and also what it's called. Bowser confronts Fawful and tells him he was here first. Fawful is cunning and deceptive and begins sweet-talking Bowser. He tells him that this subspace particle could be used to gain tremendous power. Bowser is suspicious and fully aware that this guy has malicious intentions. He hears him out, however, and Fawful tells him that he is looking for something called the Dark Star, and that this subspace particle could be connected to it. Fawful offers to work with Bowser and to find the Dark Star together. Bowser tells him it won't be easy with the Mario Bros. And Peach around, but Fawful gets out a pill and offers it to Bowser, telling him that if he takes this, it will be impossible for the Mario Bros. To defeat him. So Bowser, being an idiot, takes the pill and it hurts his stomach. He angrily asks Fawful what he gave him, and Fawful tells him that it's an interdimensional inhaling drug from the planet Popstar. For you Kirby fans out there, that might sound familiar. Bowser then uncontrollably begins inhaling everything around him, creating a powerful wind current by inhaling, sucking in branches off of trees and even some scutlets, which are bugs that inhabit Dimblewood, and a few item boxes as well. Fawful tells Bowser that he will leave him to deal with the Mario Bros, that he's going to get something that can pick up the subspace particle. Because the particles are not just something that can be picked up by hand. You have to have a certain power of energy manipulation that can kind of pick up the particle, but without actually touching it. Like using magical power to manipulate it. And neither Fawful and Bowser can do those things. And so Fawful's getting something that can pick up the particle. Bowser is in pain, but rushes to Toad Town on his clown cart. So Bowser barges in and stumbles through Peach's castle, alarming everyone there. Mario and Luigi get in defensive position, and Starlow joins them. Bowser's speech is slightly slurred, and everyone can clearly tell that something is wrong with him. Mario steps up and tells him that they don't have time to deal with Bowser right now, and tells him to get lost. Bowser mutters that he'll take over the Mushroom Kingdom with the particle, leaving everyone confused. Mario asks Bowser if he's been drinking, and Bowser tells him that he's never been more in his right mind, and he inhales everyone there. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toadsworth, the Toads, and Starlow. Once he's done, he collapses. So they've just been inhaled, and they're about to enter Bowser's body. Alright, Bowser's inside story. They're taking this literally. Fawful, now in Toad Town, approaches the Toad Town police station, blasting a hole into it with his ray gun, causing a panic within Toad Town. He does not care at all. He goes on his hovercraft and approaches one of the guards struggling to get up, asking where the device Bowser used to manipulate Peach's heart power is. They're talking about this same device that Bowser used in the first Super Mario Bros. Movie. The Toad officer refuses, but then Fawful threatens him and his family, and he mentions his wife and son's name. Alright, he knows their names. This terrifies the officer. The officer asks Fawful how he knows about them, in which Fawful replies that he knows everything about everyone. The officer tells him that the device is in evidence lockup and about to be sent to Peach's castle. Fawful leaves him and busts into where the cells are. Wario and Waluigi are there and sees someone enter, and they call out to Fawful. Fawful is uninterested, but he hears Wario and Waluigi out. The Wario Bros tell Fawful they can help him find what he's looking for if he lets them out. Fawful decides why not, and busts Wario and Waluigi out of jail. The three of them find evidence lockup and find the device Bowser once used to harness Peach's heart power and leave the jail. So now we're taken back to the Mario Bros. So now Mario, Luigi, and Starlow are seen falling down inside of Bowser's body, and they land somewhere in his body. It looks weird inside as it strangely seems compatible for navigating. For those of you guys who played the game, this might look familiar. Bowser wakes up with a headache in Peach's castle and asks what happened. Mario, Luigi, and Starlow can hear the sound waves come in from Bowser's voice in his body. Starlow yells up at him, asking if he can hear her, and Bowser freaks out, saying that he heard a voice. And so they go through this whole shtick of Bowser learning that there is an unknown presence inside his body. He just doesn't know who. He doesn't remember a thing. So now we're about to get to this. Starlow asks if Bowser remembers what happened, and Bowser thinks. He vaguely remembers meeting someone that gave him some kind of pill, that he found some kind of glowing object. Bowser also mentions that this guy wants to use the glowing object to search for the Dark Star. He doesn't remember the name of the subspace particle. But then Mario freezes, remembering when he was taken into the portal and introduced to Taboo, taking him to another flashback. So after the point where Taboo asks for Mario's help at the end of the post-credit scene in the first Super Mario Bros. Movie, Taboo tells Mario that there are interdimensional glowing particles throughout the multiverse that he is searching for, and asks Mario if he can help look for them. Luigi notices Mario freezing up when Bowser mentions the glowing object and asks Mario if he knows anything about it, and Mario says no. Luigi is fed up with Mario's secret and makes him tell him what's going on. Mario sighs and tells Luigi and Starlow about Taboo and how he asked for Mario's help to find the glowing object. Luigi asks Mario if he trusts Taboo, but Mario doesn't know. Mario says he needs to talk to him to clarify something. Mario steps away and yells out, Taboo! And so now, for the first time in this movie, Taboo is revealed. Alright, he's gonna play a more important role in this movie. Taboo is revealed, and he hears a slight scream come from Mario in his great maze that he is analyzing. He's able to open a portal inside Bowser's system, and he allows Mario to pass through. Mario turns around and invites Luigi to join him. So now both Mario Bros are gonna meet Taboo. Luigi sees the portal and remembers that's the same kind of portal that took them when they were babies. Okay, we're about to find out a lot of information. A lot of stuff is about to get answered. Mario tells Starlow that they'll be back, and Mario and Luigi go through the portal and it closes. When the Mario Bros step up to Taboo, Luigi sees him for the first time and is cautious. Taboo mentions that he could hear Mario, but he can't see him in his great maze. This is referring to the fact that Mario is indeed inside of Bowser's body. Mario says that's not important right now. He's here to ask about the glowing object that Bowser mentioned, and if it has anything to do with the glowing object that Taboo has. Because Mario at this point had seen these glowing objects before, because Taboo showed him. Taboo shows the particle he possesses, and finally tells the Mario Bros about it, and tells them about the subspace particle, and that subspace is all around them as of right now. Not generally, but just in this domain that they're now in. Subspace is what is formed around this little domain. Taboo tells them that the subspace particle that ended up in the Mushroom Kingdom was transported from a different universe. He doesn't say which universe, but the universe he is referring to is Samus's universe of the Metroidverse, and that he seeks to find all of the particles to restore a terrible deed done to his people. So now Mario tells them that an enemy of the Mushroom Kingdom stole the subspace particle in the Mushroom Kingdom, and that he wants to use it to harness the power of the Dark Star. This is based on Bowser's information that he gave the Mario Bros and Starlow. Taboo actually does not know what the Dark Star is, but says that the subspace particle could be used to power virtually anything, and could most likely have the power to harness some of the most powerful powerful energies in the universe. And that if he uses it for evil, it could mean the end of their entire way of life. The Mario Bros. Process the heavy news when Luigi recalls the portal. Luigi asks Taboo about the portal and if that was the same portal that took them away from the Mushroom Kingdom when they were kids. Taboo says it was the same one and that the portal was his doing. So it's finally revealed that Taboo was the one responsible for transporting the Mario Bros. When they were babies to Brooklyn. The Mario Bros. Grow apprehensive and grow furious with Taboo, but Taboo tries to explain himself. Taboo tells the Mario Bros. That his people housed the 4 subspace particles for generations. Revealed that there are 4 particles. It's like the Infinity Stones and the Mother Boxes, but for Nintendo. But then that 20 years ago, the Hand Race raided their civilization and destroyed everything, scattering the particles all across the multiverse. So for 20 years, the subspace particles have been traveling across the multiverse. Taboo was the only survivor who made it out with one of the particles, and that he had no means of getting the other 3 subspace particles that left the subspace due to his dependence in the subspace atmosphere. Basically, his species, the subspace deity species, cannot leave the subspace or else they'll die. So in his desperation in that moment, he found the chosen heroes of the Mushroom Kingdom in his great maze and found potential in them. In order for them to get familiar with other universes, he transported the 2 of them to Brooklyn, New York when they were babies, then sent them back to the Mushroom Kingdom when he felt like they were ready to lead. Mario clarifies, lead? And this is when Taboo says that he is searching for worthy contenders across the multiverse to help him find the subspace particles with his great maze to restore his people and to build a team to work together to accomplish that task. You guys may know who I'm talking about, but it's just a little teaser. He then asks Mario and Luigi to retrieve the particle from the deviant, to save their home, and to bring it to him. And lastly, he apologizes for taking them away from the Mushroom Kingdom for so long. And so he kind of reconciles with them, and he is apologetic about that. And so now Mario and Luigi return to Bowser's insides, because he could only take them to that one place. So he can't just transport them outside of Bowser's body. That's not how that works. He takes them to the same area where Starlow is through the portal, and the brothers process all of that. So all of that backstory stuff with the Mario Bros is now revealed. Luigi is angry, muttering that for 20 years, Taboo took them away from their home, and now he has the audacity to ask them for help. Mario gets his frustration, but he assures Luigi that they've built great lives in both universes that they're from, even after they've been gone from the Mushroom Kingdom for so long. Mario says that they can make a difference on a massive scale, and that if this guy can bring his family back, why shouldn't they help out with that? Luigi hesitantly agrees, and they focus on getting out of Bowser's body. So that's kind of the last bit of Taboo stuff. So they now know what the subspace particle is, and it's finally called by that name. Because for like the first 5 movies, it was just referred to as like some kind of comet, like it was in the Pokemon movie. Bowser was up and navigating through Toad Town and speaking with Starlow, who introduced herself as Chippy, the same thing as in the game. Bowser doesn't know that he inhaled anyone else. He does not remember that part. Same thing as in the game. Fawful takes Wario and Waluigi to the subspace particle with the device that Bowser used in the first Super Mario Bros. Movie, and it successfully harnesses the subspace particle out of its current position with its energy manipulation abilities, and it allows Fawful to take it with him. Fawful tells them they're meeting up with Bowser once he wakes up. Inside Bowser's body, Mario, Luigi, and Starlow make it to a different section of his body, where they find Toadsworth, Peach, and the Toads, and they talk about what just happened to them. Bowser makes it to the edge of Toad Town when Fawful, along with Wario and Waluigi, approaches him. Bowser angrily asks Fawful what he did to him, and Fawful tells him that he simply allowed Bowser to get rid of the Mario Bros. Bowser asks Fawful how he did so, and this is how Mario and company find out that Bowser doesn't know he inhaled them. Fawful pretends he doesn't know, but assures Bowser of getting rid of the Mario Bros. Bowser asks Fawful about the glowing object, and Fawful shows him. Bowser asks Fawful what he's planning to do with it, and Fawful tells him that he wants to destroy the Mushroom Kingdom. So now at this point, Fawful is kind of backstabbing Bowser, because Bowser didn't sign up for all that. Bowser is apprehensive and tells Fawful that the Mushroom Kingdom is his to control, and that he won't let some whack job take that from him. So now 2 villains are kind of squaring off. Fawful laughs, because he does that a lot. He's like the Joker of the Mario Bros. Universe. And his right-hand man, Midbus, a large pink pig-like creature the same size of Bowser, comes out of nowhere and punches Bowser square in the face. Fawful introduces Midbus to Bowser, and they fight while Fawful takes Wario and Waluigi to Peach's castle to search for the Dark Star, because him and Cacaletta have known that the Dark Star has been under Peach's castle. Mario and company are freaking out because Bowser is the only line of defense for the Dark Star. Everyone who could throw hands with these invaders are inside of Bowser's body. So nothing can really be done right now. So then Starlow takes the Mario Bros to a different part of Bowser's body. Bowser and Midbus are exchanging blows, and they are equal in raw strength. They are both very strong beings. Starlow, Mario, and Luigi find Bowser's bicep muscles and are amazed to find an item box there. Starlow tells them that he must have inhaled item boxes and other things on his way to Peach's castle, and Mario and Luigi get fire flowers out of the item box, and they ask what they should do. Bowser's pinned down and struggling against Midbus, and takes several heavy hits from him when all of a sudden he catches his fist and muscles Midbus off of him. He is confused by his power boost when it's revealed Mario and Luigi hit Bowser's muscles with blasts of fire, stimulating his muscles. The same kind of power boost Bowser got from Mario and Luigi in the game. Well, in a slightly different manner, but same concept. Midbus charges at Bowser, but Bowser deals a devastating blow to Midbus' face, knocking him out. Bowser asks what that was, and Starlow tells him that Chippy helped give him a power boost, even though it was actually the Mario Bros. But they're not telling him that the Mario Bros are inside Bowser's body. And she asks if Bowser knows where Fawful went. Fawful, Wario, and Waluigi are gone, and Starlow tells Bowser that he needs to chase after Fawful because he's looking for the Dark Star. Bowser tells her that he remembers Fawful mentioning it, but that he doesn't actually know what it is. Starlow clarifies with the Mario Bros that their greatest enemy doesn't even know what the Dark Star is, and they're embarrassed at that fact, as they should be. Starlow tells Bowser to chase Fawful, and Bowser follows Fawful into Peach's castle. The Dark Star is revealed in the depths of Peach's castle, and Fawful and company approach it, with Fawful telling Wario and Waluigi what it is and how it works. Kind of the same story that Peach told everyone else earlier. Bowser catches up to them and has a confrontation with them. As they're about to fight, Bowser tries to release fire breath at them, but nothing comes out. He is confused and tries again. He accuses Chippy of messing something up in his muscles and tells her to fix it. And Mario, Luigi, and Starlow rush to the flame pipe in Bowser's throat. Fawful asks Bowser if he's done, because Bowser looks like an idiot right now, and Bowser charges at the three of them. He knocks Wario and Waluigi out of the way, and tries to snatch at Fawful, but he flies out of the way before Bowser can get him. This Fawful is a rather small creature. He's even smaller than the Mario Bros, but he's very elusive on his hovercraft. Mario and Luigi reach the flame pipe and find a Stutlet, one of the bugs from Dimblewood, blocking his flame passage. It is a lot bigger than the Mario Bros, but they use their fire flowers to fight the Stutlet while Bowser tries to catch Fawful. While he's in the air, he activates the Subspace particle, triggering the Dark Star even more. Bowser gets his first good look at the Dark Star and yells at Fawful that if there's something this powerful in the Mushroom Kingdom, that he gets first dibs to it. Wario and Waluigi get up and recoup with Fawful. Mario and Luigi defeat the Stutlet and allows the flame passage to return to Bowser's system. Bowser hits him with a large fire breath, kind of knocking Fawful, Wario, and Waluigi all the way to the entrance of the depths of Peach's castle, preventing them from getting the Dark Star. So therefore, Bowser's been able to hold them off. So now with Wario and Waluigi back with Fawful, Fawful says that he will return here with an army to get the Dark Star, and he leaves Peach's castle. So now Bowser has successfully defended the Dark Star from Fawful. Bowser turns around and looks at the Dark Star more, and he wants its power, because he had never heard of the Dark Star before then. Remember, his ambitions to take over the Mushroom Kingdom are still there. Starlow asks Bowser what happened, and he says he drove Fawful away. Mario tells Starlow that now Bowser could be a threat if he tries to steal the Dark Star, based on this information that Taboo told him. Starlow asks Bowser to go after Fawful and stop him, but Bowser doesn't listen. He refuses and tells Chippy that if someone else is trying to take over the Mushroom Kingdom, he'll get as powerful as possible to ensure he'll come out on top. Mario remembers Taboo talking about the Subspace particle and how it could affect the Dark Star, and he loudly blurts out that he'll let Bowser get a head start on attempting to take over the Mushroom Kingdom if he doesn't try to steal the Dark Star. He's just blurting it. Just whatever's on his head, he just, in the heat of the moment, he just lets it out. Luigi quickly shuts him up, and Peach, who has now joined them, looks at Mario in shock. Confused, Bowser asks what that was, and says that sounded like Mario. Starlow, almost panicking, assures him that it was nothing, and begs Bowser to go after Fawful. Bowser ignores her and opens the case containing the Dark Star, greedy for its power. He looks inside it, with the Dark Star emanating a sinister aura. It then wakes up with glowing red eyes, then leeches onto Bowser, going down its throat. Bowser gasps, and he is in immense pain. Starlow asks what happened, and all of a sudden, a shiver goes down Bowser's system, affecting everyone who's inside his body right now. Bowser continues groaning in pain, and Starlow suspects the worst and tells the gang that this presence inside Bowser's body could only mean one thing. The Dark Star may have entered Bowser's body. Everyone is scared and prepares to search for the Dark Star. Peach then approaches Mario and sternly tells him that people in the Mushroom Kingdom could face capital punishment for saying something like that to Bowser, even just for saying that he'll let Bowser try to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. So Peach is now pissed off at Mario. At this point, they're dating, but this kind of doesn't number on their relationship, and Mario realizes his faults. The Dart Star emerges somewhere in Bowser's body where his DNA is, and it analyzes the DNA. Stumbling, Bowser exits Peach's castle, and Starlow asks Bowser if he's happy now, and Bowser tells Chippy that he didn't expect for that to happen. Starlow tells Bowser to follow Fawful while they deal with the Dart Star. Bowser summons his clown car and heads for Bowser's castle. He's still kinda shoddy, and not exactly in his right mind. On his way there, he asks Chippy where the Mario Bros are, and why there wasn't any protection for the Dart Star. The gang inside Bowser's body looks at each other, and Starlow tells Bowser that they must have disappeared somewhere. So Bowser still doesn't know where the Mario Bros are, and he dismissed Mario's remarks off as just nothing. Inside Bowser's body, Toadsworth tells Mario that they need to keep a low profile here in case Bowser might do something to sabotage them and get rid of them while in his system. That's why they're keeping quiet about being in Bowser's body. Mario apologizes, but Peach is still upset with him. Fawful, Wario, and Waluigi go to Bowser's castle, where a bunch of Bowser's minions approach him in an apprehensive manner. Fawful says that he'll need an army to steal the Dart Star, and powers a hypnotic machine with the subspace particle to control the minds of Bowser's minions. So now Bowser has no minions. Wario and Waluigi see Fawful use the subspace particle and are interested in its power. Inside Bowser's body, the gang is looking all over for the Dart Star, but can't find it. At this point, Mario and Luigi have found various stations in different parts of Bowser's body that could give him power, and they even found a station for adrenaline stimulations, and are very confused about Bowser's anatomy. So at this point, they're getting more familiar with Bowser's body. Chill. At Bowser's castle, a mind-controlled Koopa is escorting Fawful, Wario, and Waluigi down the castle, telling them about something they were trying with the castle. Fawful tells that Bowser will definitely be coming here to gather resources and asks if there's a way to stop him. The Koopa shows the engine and rocket boosters beneath the castle and tells him that this will definitely do the trick. In Bowser's body, the Dart Star takes a strand of DNA, revealing some of Bowser's shell on the strand, and the Dart Star eats the DNA strand. This is very important. Fawful authorizes the launch, and the Koopa gives the order to launch the castle in the air. Bowser's castle is seen taking off with the boosters underneath, and it flies in the air towards Toad Town. Wario asks Fawful about the particle he used earlier and wondering if it could power him and Waluigi up. Fawful is intrigued by this and says that he'll see if he can figure it out. Bowser is recovering from absorbing the Dart Star as he speeds across the Mushroom Kingdom in his clown car when he approaches Dimplewood, which is like past the outskirts of Toad Town. Remember, Toad Town is a lot bigger in this cinematic universe than it is in the Mario games. It's like almost a full-on city. Probably should have mentioned that in the first movie, but Toad Town it's a rather big town. Not quite the size of a city, but it's at least larger than it is in the games. Bowser is still phased, and he sees his castle in the distance. He mutters that he's closer than he thought, but then realizes his castle is approaching him at high speed, freaking him out. He narrowly dodges the castle crashing into him, and he falls out of his Koopa car. The castle crashes into his clown car, destroying it. Bowser falls into Dimplewood, and the castle hovers above him. Starlow and the gang notice commotion from outside Bowser's body. Bowser starts to say, "Oh sh!" when the castle crashes down upon him, crushing Bowser. Bowser almost said a no-no word. Fawful observes from his hovercraft, peering at the castle that has crashed into Dimplewood, satisfied with his work. Wario and Waluigi look down from above the castle, and Waluigi mentions that was probably a bit of overkill. On Fawful's computer inside the castle, it displays the Dart Star. It displays that the Dart Star is in critical condition, adding to a health log that Fawful has been keeping for the Dart Star. But Fawful is not there to look at it. At this point, Fawful doesn't know that Bowser inhaled the Dart Star. Inside Bowser's body, Mario's group wakes up from the commotion and sees that Bowser's system is in rough shape. They help Starlow up and ask her what happened. Starlow asks Bowser, but gets no response. They figure something really bad happened to Bowser with the clues around them. Luigi asks if Bowser's dead, but Starlow doesn't think so. Otherwise, they most likely would be too. Luigi remembers the adrenaline booster station and brings up the idea to go there. So Mario, Luigi, and Starlow rush there and examine the station more. There's kind of a weird river there with a pinkish color as they see sparks of adrenaline on the walls all around them. A weird bodily AI approaches them and tells them that their host is in critical condition and tells them that he has been crushed by a large entity. It introduces the adrenaline booster station, which it believes will save him. Mario asks Starlow about the Dart Star, but Starlow tells him that it'll have to wait until they can get Bowser back on his feet. The AI directs Mario and Luigi onto rafts to sail on the Pink River to begin the process of the station. They have adrenaline blasters on their rafts to stimulate muscles, and they begin the process. So now we have a montage of them blasting in different directions, stimulating muscles and repairing Bowser's system. So once they get through the montage, lastly, there is an unknown capsule at the edge of the river that Mario and Luigi blast together, stimulating it. And shortly after that, they hear an earthquake outside. Fawful returns to the castle proud of what he's done when he observes his computer. His smile quickly fades when he sees the log report that the Dart Star is in critical condition. Remember, the Dart Star is still inside Bowser. He thinks about how Bowser was left with the Dart Star and that Fawful didn't do anything with it. But now the Dart Star is in critical condition. He pieces together that the Dart Star must now somehow be inside of Bowser. He freaks out and prepares to give the order to lift the castle off the ground immediately when the ground begins to shake. He calms down and says, "Oh, that was fast," when a Goomba rushes into where they are and tells him that there is unnatural activity below the castle. Fawful casually tells him that they're launching and extracting the Dart Star from Bowser, but the Goomba tells Fawful that it's not that. Mario and Luigi look around and see that Bowser's inside system has been restored. The Dart Star is also seen recovering from its critical condition. It's revealed that the castle is being lifted into the air by an unknown being. Minions are freaking out all over the castle and some are falling out of it. One of the Goombas that fell out sees that Bowser is the one lifting the castle, and he has grown into Giant Bowser, the same Giant Bowser from the first Super Mario Bros. He is enraged, and when he has the castle high enough in the air, he tosses the castle, which then levitates in the air. Fawful looks outside and sees Giant Bowser, and Medbus sees this as well, who has rejoined Fawful at this point. He looks at the log again, and it gives a new update that the Dart Star health has returned to normal, confirming Fawful's suspicions about the Dart Star being inside of Bowser's system. Fawful orders Bowser's minions to have the castle subdue Bowser and capture him at all costs. The castle lands in front of Bowser, now both entities being at the same height. So now Bowser is as tall as his castle. Bowser roars in the castle's upper area, and Wario and Waluigi hang on for dear life. Fawful gets out a megaphone and has a confrontation with Bowser. Fawful tells Bowser that he knows that Bowser has absorbed the Dart Star and to hand it over, promising to let him live. Bowser asks if this is the same kind of promise Fawful made before, knowing that Fawful betrayed and used him, and he lets out a massive fire breath. Fawful dodges the breath on his hovercraft and retreats behind the castle, with the castle taking the hit. Fawful commands the minions to operate the castle, and Bowser and the castle begin to fight. Bowser reminisces over the fact that he was saving the battle machine castle plan for kidnapping the princess, and he and the castle exchange blows with each other. So now his castle is turned into a battle machine. The castle becomes surprisingly agile and dodges some of Bowser's attacks, and blasts Bowser with its thrusters, sending him flying. Mario, Luigi, and Starlow reunite with the rest of the group again. The castle launches into the air and lands on Bowser's abdomen, making Giant Bowser cry out in pain. It looks painful. They fight some more, but then the castle fatigues Bowser enough to overpower him, and Bowser realizes that the adrenaline that he got from the Mario Bros is wearing off, and it makes him tired. He throws a lazy punch at the castle, but it dodges and the castle gives him a finishing blow, knocking out Bowser and returning him to normal size. Inside Bowser's body, Mario and Luigi realize this was how Magic Koopa made Bowser giant when they fought him. Because in the first one, Magic Koopa cast a spell on Bowser, making him giant, but really all he did was stimulate that capsule inside Bowser's system, making him into Giant Bowser. So that's explained. Starlow calls out to Bowser again, but also receives no response, as Bowser is currently folded. Luigi asks if something else happened to Bowser. Bowser is seen being dragged by Wario and Waluigi back to Bowser's castle, and it prepares to take off, returning to its original location. He is taken to Fawful, who begins laughing. A shiver returns to where Mario's gang is, and they begin looking for the Dart Star again. A damaged Bowser's castle lands in its original spot, and Bowser is taken down to the dungeon within his own castle, with Fawful planning the extraction of the Dart Star in Bowser's system. Mario, Luigi, and Starlow continue exploring Bowser's system when they realize the direction that they're heading has more of a chill than any other areas they've been in, like a coldness to it. They realize that the Dart Star must be this way and head there. The Dart Star is seen eating at more of Bowser's DNA strands and phasing in and out, with the DNA strands revealing more of Bowser's anatomy. Mario, Luigi, and Starlow become really cold as they get closer to the Dart Star, and they finally enter the area where the Dart Star is. And the Mario Bros see it for the first time, because they had never seen the Dart Star before, shivering at the sight of it. It continues phasing, bonding with the DNA while staring at the three of them. Mario asks what it wants, and the Dart Star stares at them for a moment while uttering, "To be whole," in a cold, metallic manner with a voice similar to Bowser's. Mario asks if that was Bowser's voice, and the Dart Star releases a wave of energy all around it, stimulating the subspace particle held by Fawful. He jokingly tells it to pipe down. The Dart Star has created a new sinister domain, and the Mario Bros begin their fight with the Dart Star. Bowser is chained up and is awake to see Fawful use the device that Bowser used to harness Peach's heart power, now seeing the subspace particle there, inches from his face. Mario and Luigi are throwing fireballs at the Dart Star with their fire flowers, but are doing minimal damage to it. The Dart Star prepares to fire a concentrated beam of energy at the bros, but they jump, clinging to Starlow in time, escaping the blast which would have incinerated them. Fawful begins the extraction process and the subspace particle activates, bonding with the Dart Star. Bowser roars in pain, knowing that this thing is about to be forced out of him. Inside Bowser's body, Peach, Toadsworth, and the Toads join the Mario Bros, and the Dart Star withers in pain and collapses, forcefully being affected by the particle, with some of its dark energy being seeped away from it. Mario's group also collapses, being affected by the particle. Some of the dark power seeping in from Bowser's body is absorbed by the Subspace particle and bonding with Fawful, affecting Fawful's appearance and giving him more power. Bowser continues crying in pain, and just before everyone is about to be forced out of Bowser's body, the Dart Star phases into a shadowy, smoky form resembling Bowser, roaring. And finally, Bowser lets out a massive amount of dark purple smoke from his mouth, and the smoke forms into the shape of Bowser, while its lower section is still purely smoke. And so the Dart Star has entered a new form by being extracted out of Bowser's body. The Dart Star in its new form sees that some of its power is gone, and Fawful realizes that if it finds him, it'll kill him. Midbus rushes in to protect Fawful. Fawful tells him the situation, and he tells Midbus to get him out of here. And so Midbus escorts Fawful out of the dungeon with Wario and Waluigi before the Dart Star sees Fawful. And they leave the chained Bowser with the dark, smoky version of himself. Bowser is fully awake now, freaking out at the sight of it. Shadow Bowser. He's not Dark Bowser yet because he doesn't have his full power. Shadow Bowser gazes at Bowser, its former host, then crashes through the window out of the dungeon in pursuit of its power that it lost. After this, Bowser gags and is about to throw up. Inside Bowser's body, Mario's group starts glowing as a result from the Subspace particle, and Bowser throws up each Mushroom Kingdom citizen from his system. When he recovers, he sees the Mario Bros, Peach, Toadsworth, Starlow, and the Toads covered in Bowser's saliva. It's gross. Mario awkwardly tries to say hi, but Bowser goes absolutely ballistic. Bowser demands to know why all of them were inside his body, and Starlow tries to explain that he inhaled all of them. Bowser recognizes Starlow as Chippy, and the Mario Bros free Bowser from his chains. Mario tries to help Peach up, but Peach waves him off, saying she'll help herself, upsetting Mario. Peach is still mad at Mario. Bowser learns from them that Mario and Luigi were the ones who gave him power boosts while in his system, and Shadow Bowser emerges from the dungeons, searching for its lost power. Bowser tells him that he saw some of the Dart Star's power going to Fawful, and that its form seemed incomplete. Starlow explains to Bowser and everyone else that if the Dart Star gets its full power returned to it, that it, combined with Bowser's DNA, will have the power to destroy the entire Mushroom Kingdom. And Mario explains that if it combines with the Subspace particle, the result could be even worse. So they have to find the particle before the Dart Star can do that. Fawful, Midbus, Wario, and Waluigi exit Bowser's castle, and Fawful tells them that he's giving all of them a power boost with his new power. Because remember, Fawful has absorbed some of the Dart Star's power, so he is more powerful now. Fawful uses his new dark power and the Subspace particle to give Midbus ice manipulation powers, Wario electricity powers, and Waluigi energy blast powers from pointing his fingers like guns. Kinda like Kingo from Eternals. So now, all of them just got a power boost. Fawful sees Shadow Bowser in the air, realizing that it's unaware that Fawful has its remaining power. Shadow Bowser clutches its head in pain, receiving Bowser's memories that it absorbed when he comes across the memory of Bowser wanting to steal Peach's heart power in Toad Town. So Shadow Bowser's like freaking out because he absorbed enough of Bowser's DNA to go through like different forms of consciousness. The Dart Star is incomplete, so therefore so is its functioning mentality. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Toadsworth, and Starlow and the Toads emerge from Bowser's castle, seeing it acting up, and they all put in earpieces.
What?
They just have those. Starlow tells them that it must be going through some kind of mental disturbance, and that it doesn't know which conscience to follow, the Dart Stars or Bowser's. So that gets explained. Shadow Bowser utters power, then yells Peach's name, mixing up Peach's heart power with its own. So it remembers the word power, but it's going through which kind of power it wants. Its own dark power or Peach's heart power. Because remember, this is either Bowser or the Dart Star, so it's kind of having an identity crisis right now. And Shadow Bowser flies toward Toad Town. Peach freaks out, wondering why it's going to Toad Town, and Starlow mentions that it must have chosen Bowser's conscience to follow. Fawful sees it's going to Toad Town, and Fawful says that he's going to follow it to see if he can seep the rest of the Dart Star's power. Midbus says that it's too dangerous, but Fawful says that if he can absorb the rest of the Dart Star's power with the particle, then he'll be unstoppable. Fawful tells the three to hang back and check on Bowser, then to meet him at Peach's castle. He then leaves to follow Shadow Bowser. Mario's gang rushes to pursue Fawful when all of a sudden Mario gets hit with a powerful blast of electricity. They look back and see Wario laughing, blasting absolute thunder at Mario, and Waluigi sending blasts of energy at Luigi with his finger guns, and Luigi dodging them. Luigi is more agile than Mario. Should mention that right now. Mario forces his way out of Wario's lightning attack and tells Peach, Bowser and everyone else to chase after the Dart Star and Fawful while they hold off Wario and Waluigi. They start going when Midbus ambushes Bowser, sending him flying. Mario then tells just Peach and Toadsworth to chase after the Dart Star and Fawful while Mario, Luigi, and Bowser hold off Wario, Waluigi, and Midbus. Midbus gives Bowser repetitive powerful blows, sending him flying and using his ice powers to stun Bowser. Mario and Luigi keep fighting Wario and Waluigi and dodging their attacks, and they have a confrontation. Mario forces them to tell him why they're doing this. Wario tells them that this is the way to get revenge on the Mario Bros. We know that the Wario Bros hate the Mario Bros, but at this point we don't know why. Mario and Luigi are well aware that the Wario Bros hate them and demand a better answer. Wario and Waluigi then tell them their backstories and why they hate the Mario Bros. They don't really have a backstory in the Mario games. They're just there, just kind of as opposites, but we're about to find out in this cinematic universe why they hate them. Wario and Waluigi were born in the Mushroom Kingdom 5 years before the Mario Bros were born, and the prophecy from the cosmos had selected them, the Wario Bros, as the chosen heroes to be born and protect the Mushroom Kingdom. However, 5 years later, the cosmos realized that they had the wrong brothers. Like, they literally say, the cosmos said, "Oh, our bad, these aren't the chosen brothers to protect the Mushroom Kingdom. These are the chosen brothers to protect the Mushroom Kingdom." So they were the chosen heroes at first, but they changed their minds once Mario and Luigi were born. So it's kind of messed up. In that time, the Mushroom Kingdom had completely forgotten about the Wario Bros. At this point, they're not called the Wario Bros, and changed their focus entirely to the Mario Bros. Like I said, the Wario Bros weren't even known as the Wario Bros back then, but as their jealousy and rage towards the Mario Bros grew with them, they changed their names to Wario and Waluigi to designate themselves as the wrong Mario and wrong Luigi. Hence, Wario. Luigi then asks if Waluigi should have been called Luigi if they were going with that logic, or Wuigi instead of Waluigi, but the Wario Bros tell them that they put a lot of thought into their names, and they realized Waluigi was a cooler name that could be promoted for marketing. The Mario Bros are impressed with their sense of detail, but they also tell them that they didn't know that the Cosmos originally chose the Wario Bros, and that they were sorry that happened, but that what's happening right now in the Mushroom Kingdom is bigger than that. Wario and Waluigi are still seething with hatred and don't listen to them. Without the Mario Bros and Bowser's system giving them a power boost, Midbus overpowers Bowser with his ice powers, and he crashes him through Bowser's castle next to the Mario Bros. So Midbus is just completely mollywopping Bowser. Bowser then sneaks a powerful blow into Midbus as he charges into him, catching him off guard. Mario and Luigi tell him to go to Toad Town and help Peach, and Bowser agrees primarily just because he doesn't want to fight Midbus anymore, and he rushes away on a new clown car because he has like multiple clown cars in his castle. So he summons another clown car and he leaves Bowser's castle to follow Peach and Toadsworth and Fawful and Shadow Bowser. Mario is fighting Wario and Luigi is fighting Waluigi, with Midbus joining the fight. Mario uses a Fire Flower to counter Wario's electricity and finds a window to land a powerful blow on Wario. Midbus fires chunks of ice at Mario, but Mario deflects them with his firepower. Luigi dodges Waluigi's finger blast and he uses his immense leg power to give Waluigi a roundhouse kick, knocking him away. Midbus charges at the Mario Bros, but together they coordinate their attacks well to dodge his ice attacks and sneak in hits. Mario then picks up Midbus by his ankles, then front flips while carrying him, leading Midbus's face into Luigi's foot as he does a backflip, knocking Midbus unconscious. If you guys were to see that, you guys would be like, whoa. Shadow Bowser is almost at Toad Town, still going through memories with Fawful following him. Bowser finds Peach, Toadsworth, and the Toads running after them and picks them up, fitting them in his clown car, then continuing to pursue Shadow Bowser and Fawful. Fawful sees Bowser in his clown car with Peach and company, and he gives the order to Bowser's mind-controlled minions to help Fawful and to stop Bowser and his friends. At Bowser's castle, the Mario Bros see Bowser's minions flooding out of the castle, chasing the Mario Bros, and the Mario Bros and Starlow run away, pursuing after everyone else. I forgot to mention, Starlow has been helping out with the fight as well, kind of using a bit of their star power. Luigi holds out his wrist and presses a button on a peculiar watch that he has. Luigi's cart back at Toad Town turns on and automatically, remotely drives itself to Luigi's location. Mario, yelling, asks if Luigi has his car, and Luigi says he just activated it. Wario and Waluigi wake up and see Bowser's minions rushing out of the castle. Wario says it's about time they showed up, but then eventually they notice that the minions are also charging at them. In the minions' eyes, they see the Wario Bros as the Mario Bros as well, since their clothes are similar. So now they're mistaking the Wario Bros for the Mario Bros. Waluigi realizes this, and they run away in terror. Shadow Bowser makes it to Toad Town, and its massive presence causes a panic within Toad Town, with the citizens getting to safety. Shadow Bowser goes through another episode of an identity crisis, and it's deciding between its own conscience and Bowser's conscience, and it returns to the Dart Star's conscience. It realizes what it's doing and searches once more for its own power. Fawful catches up to Shadow Bowser and gets its attention, letting it know that he'll be stealing the rest of its power. Fawful powers his device with the subspace particle, and it continues sapping Shadow Bowser's power, making it collapse. During this, Fawful gets a call from Cacaletta, asking him if he's extracted the Dark Star's power due to the commotion. Fawful betrays Cacaletta, telling her that he plans on keeping this power to himself, now that he's gotten a first-hand look at this, and Fawful hangs up on Cacaletta. The Dark Star is close to getting the rest of its power taken out, when all of a sudden, Bowser's powerful fist launches Fawful into one of the buildings at Toad Town, just absolutely sending him flying, and it disrupts the extraction process. So Shadow Bowser still has some of its power. Shadow Bowser recovers and releases a wave of dark smoke over Toad Town. Peach meets up with Bowser, but neither of them can see a thing with the smoke around. Peach uses some of her heart power to dispel the smoke, because she's powerful enough to do that. Remember, she still has had some of her heart power drained from Bowser, so she's not at full power. And they can see Fawful trying to get up and get to the device with the subspace particle still inside. Bowser charges at Fawful, releasing a fire breath, but Fawful's hovercraft lets him escape in time. Fawful, with the help of the Dark Star's power, and Bowser fight, with Peach lending Bowser a helping hand with her heart power. Bowser and Peach are able to overpower Fawful, and he gets reduced to a half-sized dark creature, like little creature. Wario and Waluigi catch up to Mario and Luigi, and the Mario Bros prepare to fight until the Wario Bros tell them that the minions are after them too. After this little exchange, the Mario Bros accept this as kind of a temporary truce, and they continue running. And then eventually Mario and Luigi fight Bowser's minions with Wario and Waluigi. So the Wario Bros still hate the Mario Bros, but they kind of have to work together against Bowser's minions. Shadow Bowser sees the commotion, and he finally sees that Fawful has the rest of its power. Bowser notices this, and he gets in Shadow Bowser's way. Shadow Bowser releases a purple fire breath, and Bowser combats it with his own. Since the Dark Star / Shadow Bowser's form is incomplete, Bowser overpowers it with his fire breath. Fawful sees this as an opportunity to rush to the top of Peach's castle to get away. He leaves the device containing the subspace particle because he can't pick it up anymore. Peach tries to stop Fawful with Blast of Heart power, but he dodges and rushes to the top of her castle. Peach picks up the device with the subspace particle inside and uses it against Shadow Bowser, pinning it down even more. Shadow Bowser reduces to smoke and reforms itself, and it chases after Fawful to the top of Peach's castle. Bowser asks Peach to give him the device. Peach hesitates, but eventually she decides to trust Bowser. Once he takes it, he hesitates as well, thinking about what he could do with this thing, but then he chases after Fawful and Shadow Bowser. He makes the right decision. Character development, kinda. Shadow Bowser rushes towards the top, but gets slammed into the side of the castle by Bowser's rolling shell attack, and Shadow Bowser drags both of them to the top. Like they're kind of holding each other, and they're just kind of like crashing against the side of the castle while being taken to the top. Fawful's at the top with nowhere to go, and both Bowsers crash at the top of the castle. Luigi's cart makes it to Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi, and they all squeeze into this cramped car, with Luigi driving away. Bowser's minions are ahead of them too, and Waluigi and Wario hit them with their respective powers. Bowser in his earpiece demands to know where the Mario Bros are at, and they tell him they're on their way to Toad Town. Shadow Bowser sees Fawful and begins inhaling him, with the same inhaling powers that Bowser received earlier in the movie. Bowser combats it with his own inhaling powers, trying to prevent Shadow Bowser from getting the rest of its power. Shadow Bowser takes a bigger breath and ends up being the one to inhale Fawful. On top of Peach's castle, a large wave of darkness, light, and electricity surges, blowing Bowser away to the other corner of the top of Peach's castle. Bowser looks up and sees Dark Bowser in his true, completed form, and walking towards him slowly. So now Dark Bowser has inhaled Fawful with the rest of his dark powers, so now he is complete. And it's revealed that the device with the subspace particle fell away from Bowser as he was blown back. Dark Bowser absorbs electricity from the power lines above Peach's castle, taking away power from Toad Town, and strikes Bowser with that electricity, who has grasped the device at this point. The device gets taken back by the electricity to Dark Bowser, and Dark Bowser, by hand, takes the subspace particle out of the device, and it gives him a massive power boost. He sees Bowser and mutters, "Now I am whole," hitting him with a very powerful rolling shell attack, sending him flying off of Peach's castle face first into the dirt. Dark Bowser admires the subspace particle, and he finishes his phrase, "And I know what my mission is." It releases a massive wave of dark smoke from its mouth, much bigger than what he did earlier, and it clouds over the entirety of Toad Town, with bits of lightning coming out of the smoke. Luigi, still driving, sees the smoke in the distance, as they're now in the outskirts of Toad Town. Mario looks back and sees Bowser's minions catching up to them. Mario Mario then sees an item box and tells them to keep going to Toad Town and that he'll catch up. Mario leaps out of the car with Starlow going with him and punches the item box, getting a fire flower. Mario gets it and takes on Bowser's minions, now targeting him. So now Mario has kind of created himself as a diversion. And now a certain figure is seen running very fast towards the commotion, as they're now on the outskirts of Toad Town. Mario is able to hold off most of the minions with his fireballs, and with Starlow helping him with her star powers, but it's getting overwhelming, and there's too many of them. When Mario appears to be overpowered by the minions, Yoshi jumps in, dispersing the minions from Mario. Yoshi apologizes for being late, and he tries to punch several minions, but they dodge all of his attacks, ruining Yoshi's grand entrance and being played off for humor. Yoshi just tells Mario to hop on and leave. So while they're running back to Toad Town, Yoshi asks what the situation is with the smoke coming from Peach's castle, and Mario explains the situation with the Dark Star as they're running back to Toad Town. Dark Bowser is finished releasing the dark smoke from his mouth and uses the Subspace Particle to summon dark versions of Bowser's minions, scattering them across Toad Town and causing a ruckus. Dark Magic Koopa approaches Dark Bowser, and it puts a spell on it, making it Giant Dark Bowser. Giant Dark Bowser leaps off the castle and lands near the houses of Toad Town, and it looks for Bowser to finish him off. Bowser wakes up and sees his dark counterpart running rampant in his giant form. Peach makes it to the top of her castle and retrieves the device that formerly had the particle, meets up with Bowser and tells him that he needs to find a way to separate the Subspace Particle from Dark Bowser and get it to her. And Bowser asks how he is supposed to do that. Luigi, Waluigi, and Wario make it to Toad Town, and they fight several of Dark Bowser's minions and see Giant Dark Bowser running wild. They meet up with Bowser, and Luigi tells him that his minions chased them all the way here. Bowser says that he needs to become giant to be able to fight Dark Bowser, and asks where Magic Koopa is, because normally Magic Koopa would be the one to make him giant. Regular Magic Koopa is still seen under Fawful's control, so now Magic Koopa is not going to make him giant. Bowser asks how he became giant last time to fight his castle, and Luigi tells them that he and Mario gave him a massive adrenaline boost, turning him into a giant. And then Bowser asks where Mario is. Giant Dark Bowser sees Bowser and strikes at him with his massive fist, with everyone getting out of the way. Wario and Waluigi continue fighting Dark Bowser's minions, and Luigi tells Bowser to inhale him again. Bowser is very weirded out by it, but he does it, with Luigi returning to the inside of Bowser's body to attempt to make him giant again. Luigi makes it to the adrenaline station and explains the situation, but the AI tells him that two entities need to activate adrenaline at that desired level, insinuating that Mario needs to be there as well. Luigi tells Bowser from inside his body that Mario needs to be here to make him giant, and Bowser runs for his life from Giant Dark Bowser. Bowser screams through his earpiece, demanding to know where Mario is, and Yoshi asks if he just heard Bowser's voice. Mario explains that they're temporarily working together and that Bowser is doing fine. Bowser yells that he is doing most certainly not fine. Mario and Yoshi make it to Toad Town and see Bowser. Mario tells Yoshi that this is about to get really weird, but tells him not to worry. Mario meets up with Peach and has a moment with her, apologizing again about what he said earlier. Peach finally understands because she can now sense the sincerity that Mario is showing now. And Mario tells her that if the Subspace Particle could be separated from Giant Dark Bowser, to retrieve it and to put it into the device that she still has. Bowser sees Mario and Starlow and inhales them immediately, leaving Yoshi very confused, agreeing that that was really weird. Mario meets up with Luigi at the adrenaline station, and they start the same process of firing adrenaline all across his little system and getting to the capsule where they can make Bowser into a giant again. Mario tells Bowser to hold off until they can get going, and Bowser screams for them to hurry up. Bowser continues dodging Giant Dark Bowser's attacks, while Mario and Luigi are blasting adrenaline, making their way to the capsule at the edge while riding on their rafts. Giant Dark Bowser finally lands a hit on Bowser, sending him flying and crashing into the walls of Peach's castle. Mario and Luigi blast the capsule just as Dark Bowser is about to crush Bowser with his fist. Bowser catches the fist, and Giant Dark Bowser faces resistance by Bowser's strength. Bowser's body grows giant, and now he and Giant Dark Bowser are the same size. Mario and Luigi tell Bowser that they'll go to various parts of his body to give him power boosts. Giant Bowser and Dark Bowser duke it out, exchanging heavy blows on each other on the outskirts of Toad Town. Bowser hits Dark Bowser with a rolling shell attack square into Dark Bowser's abdomen, making him drop the Subspace Particle. Peach sees it falling and catches the particle with the device. So now the Subspace Particle has been separated from Dark Bowser. Dark Bowser freaks out about losing the Subspace Particle and tries tries to get it, but Bowser hits it with another heavy blow, knocking down Dark Bowser into the ground. Bowser picks up Dark Bowser and tosses him into a rock wall near where they are. They continue fighting with Mario and Luigi giving him power boosts inside his body. They shoot their flame breath at each other, but Dark Bowser's breath easily overpowers Bowser's, even with Mario and Luigi helping out. Dark Bowser then hits Bowser with the freaking attack combo, and he sends Bowser flying. He crashes into the ground and struggles to get up. Mario asks Bowser why he couldn't be this useless while fighting them, and Bowser tells him to shut up. Bowser sees that Dark Bowser is almost completely unscathed still, and Luigi brings up that as long as the Dark Star has its full power, they won't be able to destroy it. Luigi asks if the Dark Star has the same inhaling powers that Bowser does, and Bowser confirms it, saying that's how Fawful got into Dark Bowser's system. Mario takes this time to quickly suggest getting inhaled by Dark Bowser and see if they can do the opposite of what they're doing here, and see if they can sabotage Dark Bowser's inside system. So actually a pretty good idea from Mario. But then Luigi gives the same idea of getting inhaled by Dark Bowser, find Fawful inside Dark Bowser's system, and destroy him, making Dark Bowser get into his incomplete form again. And Mario tells Luigi to screw off. Giants Bowser and Dark Bowser continue fighting, and Mario and Luigi rush towards the top of Bowser's body. Starlow takes Mario and Luigi to the same place they were extracted from before, and Mario in his earpiece asks Peach if she can hit Bowser with subspace energy near where his throat is. Peach agrees and blasts Bowser in the throat with subspace energy, leaving Bowser very confused because he doesn't know what's happening. Mario, Luigi, and Starlow glow again, and Mario tells Bowser to get Dark Bowser to open its mouth, and that he's going to spit them out into Dark Bowser's body. Gross, I know. Bowser is disgusted, but then he finds a window to punch Dark Bowser square in the gut, making it groan in pain. Bowser forces its face to face him, and Mario, Luigi, and Starlow get launched from Bowser's mouth into Dark Bowser's system. Because Bowser is going like this, like Godzilla in the second movie, and he drops Mario, Luigi, and Starlow into Dark Bowser's body. Dark Bowser tries to cough them out, but Bowser hits Dark Star with a drop kick, sending Dark Bowser flying and accelerating the Mario Bros. And Starlow down Dark Bowser's system. The Mario Bros. Make it down there, and they ask where Fawful is. Starlow says they should start with sabotaging Dark Bowser's system, then find Fawful when they get there. They sabotage Dark Bowser's system while Dark Bowser is fighting Bowser, and it affects Dark Bowser's performance, and Bowser begins to overpower Dark Bowser. Fawful quickly approaches the Mario Bros. Then hits them with a sneak attack. They look at Fawful, who is giant compared to them, and still a dark creature, and they fight him. Two different fights are taking place at the same time, with Bowser fighting Dark Bowser and the Mario Bros. And Starlow fighting Fawful. And then the Mario Bros. Eventually overpower Fawful, and they finish him with blasts of fire, destroying Fawful's entire body. Dark Bowser, still in giant form, loses its complete form, reverts to Shadow Bowser, and returns to its shadow form, screaming in pain as it just permanently lost a significant portion of its power. Mario, Luigi, and Starlow get released from its body because it's no longer whole and it is now made of smoke again, so they're just able to fall out of his body and return to the Mushroom Kingdom. So they get released from its body and they land back on the ground outside its body. So that's how they get back. Peach meets up with them, and Bowser, Mario, Luigi, Starlow, and Peach all hit Giant Shadow Bowser with their respective attacks along with Subspace Particle to eventually completely destroy it. So therefore, the Dark Star is no more. The dark smoke and the clouds are lifted as a result of that, and Dark Bowser's minions disintegrate. Bowser's minions are still charging at them, but Peach uses the subspace particle and the device that she put the subspace particle back in to release them from their mind control. So now Bowser's minions are good to go, and Bowser also returns to normal size. Toad Town celebrates defeating the Dark Star and Fawful, and Cacaletta hears of this in the Bean Kingdom, calling Fawful a useless traitor. Mario and Peach reconcile, and Peach tells Mario that the Mushroom Kingdom means everything to her. Mario respects that and tells her that he feels the same way now. So Mario has kind of grown from his cockiness a bit and learns to treasure the place that he lives in. In the meantime, Bowser decides to get rid of his inhaling powers that he got from the pill. So he goes to the doctors and they get that little power out of his system. So Bowser decides to do that, and he goes on his way back to his castle, saying that even though the Dark Star is destroyed, he'll find a way to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. It's kind of in a friendly-ish way now, and Bowser's kind of grown from hating the Mario Bros. So he's still technically a bad guy, but he's not as bad as he was in the first movie. So even now, Bowser has had some character growth. The Mario Bros. And Peach examine the subspace particles still in the device that they were able to retrieve, and Luigi asks Mario what he's going to do with it, because they remember Taboo asking them to bring the subspace particles to him, and Luigi asks if he's going to take it to Taboo. Mario says that Taboo did help them by warning them of the subspace particles' power, therefore giving them more of a chance to prepare, but that for now it'll sit in the Dark Star's place beneath Peach's castle, just to hold on for safekeeping, just temporarily. And with that, epilogue. So now for the post-credits scene. This is a rather shorter one, but it's very impactful. So it starts off with Bowser returning to his castle, trying to repair the damages done to his castle with his minions, when a strange presence draws Bowser towards it. Bowser excuses himself and finds the Master Hand waiting for him. They meet, and the Master Hand says that he has a proposal for Bowser. And so now Taboo is again revealed in his subspace domain when he hears a plea for him. Concerned, he opens up a portal, and a very beaten up Mario stumbles in carrying an unconscious Peach, who is also injured, while carrying the device containing the subspace particle. At this point, we don't know what happened to them, but we know that at this point, for some reason, Mario and Peach are in rough shape. Taboo asks what happened, and Mario tells him that they came for it. We don't know who they are, but then Mario then spurts out blood. At this point, things are going to start getting intense, and Taboo goes over to console him and kind of heal him up a bit with subspace energy. Taboo then tells Mario that the Master Hand must be actively looking for the subspace particles, and he looks over back at the Great Maze. The main display shows an unknown planet that we don't know the name of yet, showing massive amounts of subspace activity there. Taboo says that the particles have aligned together and that it has begun, and it's time to bring everyone together. And that is it for this movie, Super Mario Bros. The Dark Star. Everyone, the next installment of this series is officially the first Super Smash Bros. Movie. All of the origin stories at this point have led to this movie, and we are going to see where this story goes. So everyone, thank you for tuning in to another installment of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe that I have in my mind. And I am very excited to talk to you guys about the first Super Smash Bros. Movie that I have in mind. So everyone, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit the like button normally and subscribe to join the herd. Become a VIP herd member today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!